Wholesaling is one of the best ways to jumpstart your real estate career. My name is David Choi. I'm an 8-figure real estate investor and own over $50 million worth of real estate. And this is how you get started wholesaling today. Step number 1. The biggest mistake I find people making is that they go after multiple markets simultaneously. They might be living in Newark, New Jersey, but they're targeting towns in Camden County, New Jersey, right? Like all the way down south, 3-hour drive. Typically, around where you live, you should be able to find a city that has at least 100,000 houses, that has the characteristics of distressed, a lower median income than the county average. You're trying to help people that are going through financial distress. In wholesaling, you get paid in direct proportion to the problems that you solve. So if you target an area with more distress, there's a higher likelihood of you getting a deal. Right now, I'm gonna show you guys on a tool that I use and I tell my students to use on exactly how to do that. And make sure you guys hit the link below in the description because it's a 7-day free trial. So what I'm gonna do is just right here, Newark, New Jersey. Find the city, bam. Click that link right there. And what you'll find here on the bottom left, 44,000 properties. So what I would do is I would find the adjacent properties. I'd probably go after East Orange, Union, Irvington, Maplewood, cities around this, Kearney, around it, to get a total population of, not total population, total houses of 100,000. That's like usually the target range. And what you wanna do here is you go ahead and click the property type on the top ribbon, hit single, multi, townhouses. And you can go after condos and other stuff, but quite frankly, the more focused you get, the better return on your time you're gonna get, right? So single, multi, townhouses. Then what you wanna do is on Google, okay? Google median home value in Newark, New Jersey, in the town that you're operating in. And you're gonna see right here, 470,000. I always just round up. So I put 500 grand. So I put maximum 500, $500,000, okay? Bam. All right, and then what you wanna do is click this more tab right here. And look, you wanna go after houses that have some level of equity, because when you call them, you don't wanna be fighting for pennies, right? If they don't have equity in their home, then you're not gonna be able to ever work out a deal with them that's gonna make financial sense for you to purchase and for them to sell. So I always target at least 30% equity. So you click the equity value here, equity percent is greater to or equal than 30. Go ahead and click confirm and scroll down. First one is USPS vacant equal to yes. That's one list. And then what you want to do is click or, same thing, is greater than or equal to 30%. You hit confirm. And you want to go owner type, out of state owner, yes, confirm. Or you want to hit equity percent, 30%, confirm, is greater than, oh, oops, let me fix that for you real quick. Equity percent is greater than or equal to 30%, click confirm. And you want to start going down to the more motivated people, right? So scroll down to foreclosure information, foreclosure status, in pre-foreclosure or in foreclosure, that means they just haven't been paying their mortgage. So they're super motivated people. And then, or what I like to do is equity percent is greater than or equal to 30%, confirm. And you wanna go down to lien information, active lien, yes, okay? And so what you'll see here is that there's 1,800 properties. If you wanna even get more targeted, which I do recommend if you're going after a couple large cities, what you could do is add an and function to all of these statements, right? And do ownership type, corporate owned equals no. Because typically if they're owned in an LLC, it's a little harder to get a deal done. I very rarely get properties off of other LLC owners, other real estate investors. So go ahead and click out of state. No, I'm sorry, not out of state. You wanna click select filters, foreclosure status, corporate owned equals no, and then just do that for all 3 statements, right? And bam shakala. Okay, here you go. So all 3, equity 30%, vacant, yes, corporate owned, no, equity percent greater than or equal to 30%, out of state is yes, and then let me edit this condition because I did it wrong again. And then you want to go to corporate owned equals no, confirm. And so you see here, foreclosure, we got liens, 30%, and not corporate owned. And so this kind of boils that list down to about 1,300 people. You want to do this for about, if it's Newark, if you're around this area, you want to do it for about 4 more towns, so you get about 10,000 total phone numbers. So what you want to do here at this point is just go ahead and build this list right here. Confirm the build, and congratulations, you now have 1 city that is, number 1, motivated. You are targeting motivated people. You are targeting a home value that is below the median, slightly above or below the median, not so high, so you get these new construction deals. But now you have a targeted list that you can start calling. So step number 3, this is crucial because if you don't do this as you start calling, you won't know what the heck you're talking about. When they ask you what you're willing to pay, or if they give you a number that they're willing to sell the property for, you're gonna be like, I don't know. You don't wanna sound like an idiot on the phone, so it's very crucial you do a little bit of market research before you start banging the phones. So what I recommend all my students doing before they get started is build out a local cheat sheet so that you know exactly what each property would sell for on average in each subsection or each zip code, what it would sell for after that property is totally renovated. And so what we do is we break it down. Single families, like 1 unit properties, 1,000 square feet to 1,500 square feet, 1,500 square feet to 2,000 square feet. If a single family in this zip code or this section of Newark sells for, on average, after it's renovated, the ARV, right? If that sells for about $425 to $525, jot that down. That's the range from 1,000 to 1,500 square feet. Now, in that same little zip code or that same subsection, if it's 1,500 square feet to 2,000 square feet, it might sell for $525 to $600,000. And you want to do that same breakdown for 2 families, 3 families, and 4 families for each subsection of your city. And so by the end, you're gonna have a breakdown of every section of the city that you're targeting, or the multiple cities that you're targeting, and you're gonna have exactly what the average after repair values are for each section. And this kind of gives you a feel for what the market is selling for after properties are renovated. So that way when you're calling, you're not dealing with tire kickers all day and doing market research like a buffoon all day long. Instead of spending 80% of your time crunching numbers, you really want to be spending 80% of your time on the phone, making sure you're locking up new deals. 20% of your time actually doing market research and underwriting. So by preparing up front, you're gonna be extremely more efficient when you actually start negotiating and locking up deals. Step number 4, now that you have the market that you're gonna be targeting, you know exactly what properties are worth, you have the list that you're gonna be calling, start calling. Okay, so for the next week, just start banging the phones, start locking up deals. And if you don't know what to say or how to say, don't worry, I got you. If you look at the description below, I'll give you my sales script. You're gonna know exactly how to open, you're gonna know what questions to ask, you're gonna know how to get their motivation, their price, what their dreams and their goals are, and how to take it to the next step of the sales process, which is actually making them an offer. After you set the appointment to make them an offer, you're gonna wanna use a contract, right? So obviously I got you. If you click the link below, I actually have my contract that you could use to lock up these deals so that way you could eventually do this on your own. The last step here is finding a buyer. There's a really data-driven approach you could use to maximize your fees. You don't wanna be stuck on Facebook trying to sell your deals and make $5,000, $10,000. You wanna squeeze out 30, 40, 50 grand rips, right? And so on my next video, if you guys subscribe and like, and just tag the notifications, I'm gonna show you exactly how to find buyers, how to get in touch with them in the most efficient way so you can maximize your fees. Instead of making $15,000, let's make you guys all multi-millionaires. Guys, if you like this, please like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you later.